I'm underneath my Mazda RX8 hood, and as you can see, one of my battery terminals is off. It is actually right here. You could see basically I've done some sanding all around because I was actually having an intermittent problem over here with the electrical. And what that was doing is I get inside and then all of a sudden, like, I don't have any power. Like, it shows like basically nothing in speedometer. I leave the key in ignition, I come out here and I basically move this slightly around, and then I hear some chimes. Go inside, start it up, everything's good. I come out back out here, touch it a little bit, and then turn off the car. Once I turn off the car, it does not want to start up again. It's like a dead battery, but this is a brand new battery, so I rule it out pretty easy. So the culprit is this. As you can see, this is kind of old, and I basically unbent this myself because what's going on is it no longer keeps things tight. Like, it's tight as much as it can, and basically just wasn't doing anything. So what I'm gonna try to do is put this thing back and see if it's any better. We also have the same type of issue here, but this one I was able to kind of get tight a little bit. It's a pretty bad design. I could tell this is a aftermarket one. There was this little lip, and same thing at the bottom. I bent this lip slightly out of the way, which was letting me pretty much tighten up the bolt. Without that, I can't really do that. I really don't know why it's such a bad design, unless there's supposed to be some washers back there and the bolt's supposed to be over there. So either way, that was an issue. So basically what I need to do in this case is get a brand new one of these, but right now it's night, I can't really do that. So the only choice I have is basically just send it down and see if that will, you know, will help. And I'm going to document it for you guys. I have replaced this, and before it was actually moving, so right now at least it's not moving. So maybe that's gonna help. Actually, guys, take a look. I'm trying to start the car, nothing. Let's see if even my lights work. Even my lights don't work. In on position, and it seems like the problem is over here somewhere. Like, I mean, what's going on? It's like maybe this wire, maybe that thing is loose, that little bolt. So I'm gonna try to tighten it. As you could hear, there's chimes going on right now. This was slightly loose, not to the point where, you know, it's not gonna help things, but, you know, just look at it. I mean, look at this. I just pretty much wiggled this connection. So what I'm gonna try to do is squeeze this with my pliers some and try to connect it. It did not help it, but take a look at this. There's a wire over here at the bottom. It is actually quite loose. It's that wire. Look at this. I could literally make the chimes go away. Like that. See, it's away. Now it's back. So there's my culprit. So I basically just kind of like removed it and disconnected. So now it's going to be, I guess, some trouble maybe trying to get this plastic thing off, but I can't really do it on the camera right now because I'm just outside with my iPhone. Don't have my GoPro on me, but I will find a way to disconnect this and show what we're dealing with. I disconnected that electrical wire. Let me see if I could. Can't really. There it is. I'm making a shadow. Okay, you could see that connector right there. I could literally see some deposits, green deposits on it. Forgot what it's called. Corrosion. This plastic piece here, and here's what it revealed. Basically, what I already knew. It's this connector, the one right there that needs to slide in. But right now it's like it's chiming away anyways, like once it gets contact. It's kind of weird. But anyways, I'm gonna try to, oh yeah, I wanted to share with you that it's really unnecessary to take this apart unless you want to clean the contact. And I'm actually going to sand it down a little bit, clean it. Hopefully it's gonna be better. See if that has helped. Let's get out. Apparently my windshield wipers came on. Things are still pretty loose. Okay, now we have a different issue. Look at the way it works. Okay, check this out, guys. I will disconnect the mass airflow sensor. Sounds a whole lot better. Now, connect it. Look at that. I'm getting a misfire. Disconnect it, and it almost sounds like problem solved. The car's engine's actually warmed up. We don't have to like really warm up anything. All two sensors disconnected. I was getting some codes, which I will show you. So let's try to rev it, see how it revs. As you can see, it's at operating temperatures. I actually drove it for like 9 miles. Looks like my trip is reset. Battery light is on. What is that about? That's not good. Well, now that I disconnected the mass airflow sensor, the car sounds better. This is what we're getting. We're getting intake air temperature sensor, mass air sensor. Here's another one. Okay. All right. Interesting how you get so many codes at once. So we're gonna go ahead and actually, well, actually, let's read the codes again. I'm just gonna call them out. So we got P0113, P0103, P0102, P0661, P0113, P0103, P0102. So now we're gonna go ahead and delete them. I know they're gonna come back right away because we got that mass airflow sensor disconnected. But along with that, we had intake manifold. So as soon as I started basically doing, you know, resetting the codes, which normally works, that's actually what happened. So let's try to exit out. Let's see. Well, first actually, let's see if it even starts again, because mass airflow sensor is disconnected, and see if it even starts with it. Obviously we're still having a battery issue. It's not even that good. So I put the key in the second position so I could hear what's going on. It looks like I definitely need to replace this thing. It's just, you know, you would think that's enough grip here. What's going on? Why is it so loose? I've even dented it some and stuff like that. I guess one thing I could try is maybe wedging it something in between there, like something to see if it's gonna create a better connection. As you can see, look, see how much room we got back there. Obviously I'm not gonna leave it like that, but that just goes to show how much room we got back there. All I want right now is good solid battery connection. That's all I want. We're not going anywhere. Also, I'm gonna reconnect the mass airflow sensor. Key is on second position. We're going to go ahead and diagnose it. And what we're trying to do here is just basically delete all the codes. Just gonna delete everything, see what comes back. Because we're also having a problem with the steering wheel icon being lit up over there. And that's making it steer really bad. So this is what we have right here. So intake air temperature sensor 1, intake manifold tuning valve control circuit, intake air temperature circuit. Okay, so we want to go ahead and actually erase these codes. So I'm gonna, let's see, I don't know if that deleted them or not, so let's read them again. Okay, it's nothing. Let's start it. By the way, I have to rev it a little bit. This wasn't an issue before. By the way, so as it's doing that, I'm gonna disconnect the mass airflow sensor. Look at that. Now we're actually having some boost. By the way, the battery light is still on. Wasn't doing that before to where it only allows me to rev to 6. Oh, that's because mass airflow sensor is disconnected. So let's reconnect it. So, and now immediately, as you can see, we're having an issue. So there's a good chance we have a problem with the actual mass airflow sensor. So now, as you can see, it goes all the way up to 7. Oh wow, the battery light cleared up. Interesting. So what I'm gonna do now is shut it off, start it back up. Okay, that did pretty good. Shut it back down. Apparently the screwdriver method is working, so I'm gonna try to find a little piece of something, wedge it down in there, and for now, to see at least if this is going to solve the problem, you know, instead of just replacing it. But as you can see, now we're getting a good connection all around, and apparently that's making it a little bit more tight. Now things are just so much loose. So for the mass airflow sensor, I'm going to disconnect it with these 2 bolts right here and clean it up, because there's another thing that I have detected when I was removing this air intake, just for the heck of it. I've noticed there's some oil residue here, and some of it was inside over here towards the bottom. So I really don't know what that's about, but I'm having an idea that maybe some of the oil has gotten on the mass airflow sensor. Now things are getting messed up a little bit. But first, let's adjust this battery terminal. Well, guys, I have several candidates here. Which one should I use? I got the 5 cents. I got a couple different size washers and another piece. This is just something I found in my toolbox. You know, I really would like to say I fixed this for 5 cents, but obviously that's too big. And this is too big. Here's a little copper washer. Probably gonna use that. It actually started kind of bending, and I just kind of bended it to the side there. But it's pretty good. It's really down in there. Let's start it. And look at that, it just quit. Oh, looks like we just lost battery power completely. It's gone. Wow. Slide it over there, kind of like in between. Basically, I got this thing undone. Now I'm gonna try to tighten it up, see if it helps. Things are tight. Now it's a moment of truth. Let's start it up, shut it down, see if that worked. Okay. Now let's shut it down. Let's start it back up. I've never had this issue where it's having a bad idle like this. Everything was always like so good. Like I started up, it's driving good, and now all of a sudden I got the steering angle problem. Well, I don't know if that's steering angle, but this has electric power steering, and it came on right as a coincidence, right when the battery started failing like it was. Okay, so we started it 3 times. So far so good. Now I'm gonna mess with the mass airflow sensor. Here's the mass airflow sensor. That is the portion that measures. It is dirty on one side. happens to be the intake side because it mounts like this. Let's clean it up, see if that makes a difference. Cleaned it up. Now it looks the same on both sides. This is how it's supposed to be. That's the intake side. Now the mass airflow sensor is installed. Let's start it up and see how it behaves. Looks like the idling hasn't really changed all that much, but let me go ahead and clear the codes and see if that makes a difference. I just picked this unit up and then it started idling pretty good. I'm having high hopes for this. Reminder, this is the two codes that I do have, P0661, P0661, which is intake manifold, tuning valve, control circuit low, bank A1. As you can see, I'm also having some misfires. As you can see, my traction control light came on and I haven't even left anywhere. The DTS off is flashing. Hey guys, now I want to test to see if my power steering or the steering wheel icon is off my dash. I have disconnected the negative battery terminal. I also hit the brake pedal to basically drain the power from the computer, and I left the car sitting overnight all the way up until 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So let's see if the computer has reset itself. Unfortunately, no, that light is on there. Hey guys, my Mazda RX8 is very hard to turn the steering wheel. As you can see, the steering wheel icon is on. What I'm going to try to do is reset the steering wheel angle, as you can see here. So I need to just basically reset it and I'll tell you if it worked or not. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Let me see here. I'm going to monitor the steering wheel. It says please wait. I'm not sure if the car needs to be off for this or not. We'll try both ways. Still says please wait, switch ignition on, it says. So we'll need to basically turn it off, put it to on position. So let's see, I'm gonna click Mazda. Automatic scan. Okay, good. Wasn't doing that before. This is Mazda Diagnostics. By the way, the steering wheel angle came on when my battery actually became disconnected. Ever since I bought it, the battery terminals, they've been really easily, coming off and stuff. So I may have to replace them. I'm really not sure why that's frozen back there. And I got the steering wheel problem. So I'm going to go to reset. Hit OK. Steering wheel angle reset. Hit OK. Need to go to Mazda. I was trying to do this the first time. It froze. Hit OK. I don't know why it does a little number there. So I'm just gonna wait. It says switch ignition on. So as you can see, we have that problem still. We haven't reset anything, so it looks like you have to possibly do this with the vehicle being on. So it says 100%. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And it just gets frozen back there. Basically, I tried this again and I keep getting frozen on 100%. I'm not sure if it's going to come back again. I'm just going to go for a little drive. See about like 5 minutes. It has loaded and it says this function is not supported on this vehicle. So that's what we have. I just scanned my codes and I'm also having this type of issue here where it's a P0661. This is a generic code, intake manifold, tuning valve control circuit low bank. The second code that I'm having is PO661. Basically the same. That particular code causes the traction control light to come on and causes an engine light, check engine light to come on. So we're going to delete it. So I'm gonna hit OK. Race, we're gonna need to hit OK. And let's observe what's it gonna look like. So check engine light has went away. The traction control light, traction light does go out whenever you shut the vehicle down, and then it basically comes back after a little bit of driving. But you can get rid of traction by pressing this little button over here. I'll show you when I have a little bit. So in order to turn traction control light off, it's a DSC off, and you basically have to press it and hold it. So when everything is good, you could turn off traction control, and you could turn it on by simply holding. You have to hold it about 11 seconds. My Mazda RX8 is not at its peak performance, and basically I scanned it, and here's what I'm also getting: random multiple cylinder misfire, PO300.